Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Hawkeye episode 4. Last episode we left off with that little bit of a cliffhanger with Jack encountering Clint. I'm wondering what's going on there. You know, there's part of me thinking maybe this whole thing with Jack is a bit of a misdirect. And this is just him, you know, self-defense. Someone's broken into his house seemingly, or like, it's not his house, but his partner's house. So I'm not sure what's going on there. There's just been so much teasing of Jack being a villain. It's kind of made me suspicious at this point. So I think there might be a bit of a bait and switch, and it being Kate's mum who's the villain. I've heard that in the comics, Jack is actually a character. He's called like the Swordsman or something. But we know, you know, the MCU, they don't always go with exactly what's in the comics. Maybe her mum is the Swordsman in this universe, you know? Or there's like something bigger going on with Jack, I think. But we'll just have to see. This is the 4th episode of the show, and it always seems like the 4th episodes are when things get really good in these Marvel shows, you know. 4th episode of Loki was great. 4th episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier was great. 4th episode of WandaVision was great, even though WandaVision was only like a 9 episode show, not a 6 episode show like these. It still seems like the 4th episode is where things get good for some reason. So I'm excited to get into this and see where things build from here. I hope they set up a bit more of the gang stuff and we start to get some things answered here. So yeah, let's just jump into Hawkeye episode 4.
Jack, no! What the hell is going on?
Yeah, so it was just like self-defense.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought would happen.
We are working on a case, and we needed to use the bathroom. He's my partner.
We're not partners.
Well, we're friends.
That makes it sound romantic.
Someone used my laptop to sign out of my work account. Any thoughts, Kate?
Yeah.
See, CB1 has trouble opening up.
CB1? Clint Barton 1. Trying to figure out what it stood for.
I'm not like, oh my god, Hawkeye!
Yeah, sure.
So Kate is helping you with an Avengers level threat?
Well, not exactly.
Yeah, it's not Avengers level.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to trust everyone at this table to do what's right.
Everyone at this table, not just those two, you know. There was that kind of a message to Jack as well.
She is not a superhero. Natasha Romanoff was pretty damn good at it, wasn't she?
Oh, does she think he's looking for a replacement?
But I'm letting you know that I cannot lose Kate.
Yeah, I'm thinking whatever her motive is for Kate in the long term.
So you'll forget this case?
But what I can do is ensure that your daughter stays safe.
Yeah, she wants him to forget the case, maybe because she's behind some of it. Oh, and he took the sword. I didn't even realise. Oh, we'd get Laura to do some of the investigation.
It's Eleanor.
Who is she phoning?
It's urgent.
She's calling help from someone, maybe?
Jack's CEO. He's laundering money for the big guy.
So Jack is head of Sloan. The other guy was hired by Sloan.
Verschwinde nach mehr auf dem Gelände?
You mean the Rolex?
The Rolex. Oh, that's the watch that the things we're looking for.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
What actually is the watch?
Why?
Because I thought it was Tony's repulsor thing, but I've seen some people think it might be the time travel GPS devices that they had. But of course, with that, you need the whole time travel machine as well. You can't just use the wristwatch.
Life is short. You never know what you're going to get. Did I say something wrong? What?
Yeah.
You use one of those aphorisms, they're wrong.
He combined the Forrest Gump one with Life's Short.
What's better than being with family?
Can't tell if she's like enjoying it there or if she feels awkward. Because she was like laughing at some bits, but maybe it was just like an awkward laughter. Yeah, the second he's relaxed, of course.
Sloan's a shell company that launders money for the tracksuits.
Yeah.
Is the CEO.
We're just gonna have to come up with a plan to take down my mom's fiance's organized crime ring. Well,
But it could be, it's just like his name on the file, you know? The guy wearing ugly Christmas sweaters.
so we really have to get these back.
What are you doing?
So they're limited on the amount of trick arrows they can have.
Why would I ever want to use a boom?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if trick arrows were boomerangs, then we'd have them all.
Coming back at us.
Yeah, that's it.
Somebody unconscious with that, like 20 feet away.
No, you can't.
I want you to hit something.
Prove their accuracy skills.
Stranger that I see, Hawkeye is full of bolts. You gotta show me how you just did that.
So she's obviously very good with a bow and arrow, but he is just like a marksman in general, isn't he?
Best shot you ever took?
The one I didn't take.
There was one where he's gonna try and kill someone, but he didn't. Was that with Nat?
I'm sure.
It's just not a good story. Okay?
Yeah, it's a bit traumatizing for him.
I was sent to take her out. Had this feeling that she wanted out.
Yeah, he kind of knew that she wasn't evil.
Thought I was right.
But that would plant this seed of doubt in your head every time you did take someone out. You think, what if they were like Nat as well, you know? I like that we're seeing how Nat's death has affected him as well.
It's just a game of managing loss.
Yeah, she's realizing some of the consequences that being a hero can have. Showing a family all together.
It's you, isn't it?
Just put it together.
Everybody dealt with the blip in their own way. Investigating first, but in the end, my job has always been to hurt people.
So they said investigating first. So he was investigating these gangs.
I can't go home till I fix it.
Fix the consequences of everything that happened when he was Ronin, yeah.
Got a big day tomorrow.
What is tomorrow? Is it just because they're going back to the tracksuit guys or something? They might confront Jack. Good to see them opening up to each other a bit. More stuff as the Ronin. Was that... I don't think we've seen that bit of footage before.
Track down the trick arrows from our friends the LARPers. It's over by an NYPD facility down by the bridge.
Oh, because they collected some of the... Yeah. I like the LARPers are being brought back in.
Yeah, sure, totally. Whatever you want.
What's the exchange though? What do they want in return? Another fight with Clint or something?
Just want to talk. But don't get me wrong, I think you're a doormat. Look, you've been working under William Lopez as a lieutenant for what, 4 years?
So he knows about the dad.
You know what Maya's boss wants.
Still teasing Maya's boss.
So what do you know? I know he doesn't like this attention, that's for sure.
Fisk always wanted to stay in the shadows. No one really knew his name.
I don't want anybody else to die. Maya's need for vengeance is gonna get her killed.
So he's kind of concerned for Maya.
How'd your day go?
Hi.
So they just wanted to hang out?
Get my gear.
Yeah, they're on their way. They should be here any minute. Not gonna lie, I look pretty good as a Viking.
Are the LARPers gonna like help them build their costumes? That would be cool.
Maybe I could hire you to make my next one.
Yeah.
What if that's our deal, and you get us materials for a new costume?
Okay.
Oh, they want an Avengers level costume.
I know a certain someone who needs a little help with theirs.
He must get his costume by like the end of the show. It's kind of the same with what they did with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Transmitter in the Rolex. I'm guessing Rolex is just a like code word for it.
Retrieval mission complete.
Okay.
You didn't bring your own bag?
He doesn't even have his quill.
This would have been a lot easier if we were on a higher rooftop.
Quick exit over a quick entrance.
That's some good advice.
Just give me a signal, okay? All right.
She's already gone.
Room's all clear.
What's that beeping? Motion sensors and things, yeah.
Vintage Rolex.
So it is Rolex.
Right there, if you still touch that watch.
Got the watch.
Something's gonna go wrong.
Clint, somebody is taking notes on your family.
Get out of there now. Alarm. It's a silent alarm for people that can't hear.
Is Maya's... Yeah, it's Maya's apartment. Oh, Clint's being attacked by someone. Maya gonna be there? Yeah.
Maya's on the roof with me.
Two Mayas? No, well, this one's got a hood on. That was a cool cut. Oh yeah, the escape grappling hook. Has Maya copied this person's abilities? Because Maya and them threw the punch at the same time. Maya's gonna... Mike could just cut that as well. They definitely look like a woman. Oh, Maya's fighting her as well. Oh, that was cool, using it to gain a bit of speed. It's Yelena. Of course it is. Those were Nat's little gauntlets. I completely forgot she was supposed to... She could have showed up in the show. She had a grappling hook attached. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, that's almost... Yeah, we'll call back to what happened with Nat. Get away safely, yeah. This is exactly what Kate's mum was saying. Yeah, that has to be Yelena, right? She had Nat's, like, gauntlets. But she's fighting Maya as well. What was that? That was a really cool effect, whatever that arrow was. But it looked like it affect everyone's hearing. Ooh. Yeah, look at the hair, of course it's Yelena. Because Yelena thinks that Clint killed Nat. It's cool to see her show up here. What are the consequences of her being here now as well? There's like another wrench in the...
I cannot be your partner if you don't tell me what's going on.
You're not my partner. Someone is hired. The Black Widow assassin.
So he knows it's a Black Widow assassin, but he doesn't know that it's Nat's sister.
I understand the risk. I understand all of that.
I'm not gonna do it.
Not gonna get her killed again.
It's over.
Yeah, he thinks it's too dangerous. I really like that moment at the end there. That was great. Okay, so that was episode 4, another good episode. You know, after this episode, I'm kind of thinking that a lot of the other Marvel shows, it was good watching them week by week. But I feel like with this, maybe the experience would be better just binge watching the whole show. Obviously, I haven't seen the final 2 episodes, but I feel like this is a bit more of a binge-worthy show. I'm not sure the exact reason why. It's just it kind of feels that way. So of course we have this revelation that Yelena's here. I had completely forgot that there was the possibility of her showing up in this. I theorized that she would show up in this show when I'd watched Black Widow, but that had just kind of slipped out of my mind, I guess. Maybe because I was so excited about Kingpin potentially showing up in this as well. And there's still no sign of him, so I am wondering if he's actually going to be in here. I know there's a lot of rumours and some leaks perhaps that he was, so it's like very strongly hinted, but who knows. If he doesn't show up, that's still fine, because there's a lot of setup that's been happening and we don't have a lot of time to kind of have the payoff for that. So I don't want them kind of introducing too many elements when they don't have the right time to pay them off. I think with some of these shows, the audience sets their expectations a bit too high about what will happen, and because of that, when things don't happen as we want, we get bummed out and say, oh, the show wasn't as good as I was expecting. But that's just because the show, it was still good, it's just your expectations were too high. And, you know, especially with Loki, there was a lot of things that people wanted, and then it was revealed that there was a season 2, and the things were kind of teased for a season 2, I guess. So maybe that's what's happening here. Maybe if Fisk is in this, it will just be a tease for a season 2 potentially, or a tease for like an upcoming project. We know that Echo is getting her own show, so maybe it'd be more fitting for Kingpin to be in the Echo show than it would be for him to finally show up here with like 2 episodes left. Although Kang worked well as like for the final episode of Loki, so it could still work if he showed up in the last episode. I don't know. We had some great, more personal moments with Clint and Kate here. They're really doing a good job of building up their friendship. I really enjoyed Kate in this episode. I think sometimes in like the first or second episode, I wasn't too sold on like Haley Steinfeld's acting. I thought maybe it was a bit kind of over the top in a way with her kind of like how quirky and things she is, like when she's like talking to herself and things like that. But I thought this episode did a really good job with her. I really liked her in this episode for some reason, and I am like liking her as a character. So it seems like Yelena was hired by someone. You know, that's what Clint said, but I don't know if that's the case. Maybe he just thinks she has been hired, because everything that happened in Black Widow happened ages ago. So the Black Widows are kind of no more. So how would have someone have hired the Black Widows? But maybe Clint doesn't know that the Black Widows have been kind of like disbanded. I don't know. Or some of the ones that kind of left and were set free by Dreykov, they were set free from Dreykov, maybe they are still out there acting as Black Widows. You know, maybe they're still using their skills as a way to make money and things, you know, because they were just kind of freed, left to do whatever they wanted, but they have no motivation to do anything. There's no guidance there for them. So them going off and becoming mercenaries anyway would make sense, really. But I think Yelena is here just for the revenge, because she assumes that Clint did kill Nat. And I'm wondering if Yelena was snapped, because part of me thinks, why has it taken this long for Yelena to come and find Clint? So it would make sense if she was snapped and then she was away for the 5 years. It makes a lot more sense timeline-wise why she hasn't shown up until now to try and find him, you know? I'm also wondering the significance of this watch, because it looks like just a bog standard watch. Obviously, there was some tracking device in it, and the way Clint spoke about it, it seemed like it's either something to do with Ronin, and someone else finding it could give away that he was Ronin, perhaps, or it seems like it belonged to either Nat or potentially Tony. By the way he talked about it, it seemed like it belonged to someone who is now dead. So they're like the main two options, really. So maybe it's something to do with Nat's family. I don't know. There's a lot of things that are kind of up in the air here. So they're still kind of teasing the whole Jack thing. I do think there's something going on with the mum as well, though, especially when she was like, oh, so you're going to stop investigating this whole thing. I think she does have some ties into it in some capacity. I don't know how involved she is. I don't know how involved Jack is. You know, Jack is said as the head of this company that's just like a front for the tracksuits. But how involved actually is he? Did he just put his name down on it for, you know, he could have just put his name down on it for the mum. The mum was like, oh, become head of this company just on paper, you know, you don't have to commit to anything. And he's like, yeah, okay. You know, there's a lot of things that could be going on there. And of course, we did get even more teasing about who is above Maya. It seems like it's going to be Wilson-Fisk, but I don't think we are actually going to get much of him in the show at this point anymore. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or comment. If you really loved it, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date for all the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.